I wish the green screen thing would work. But it won't. Actually, I don't even. No, I can't even find the drop down for the. Oh, there it is. Just don't think that I just don't think it'll work. Never does. It just never wants to work. Hey, Aiden. Oh, I can do Ghost West. That's about it. Oh, I'll leave it like that because it's like it looks really cool. Not really. Is that annoying? See how annoying that is? It's not too bad. Wish I had green sunglasses. I could put them on. Then you can see my balls. Actually, my eyes are green, so you can't see my eyes. That's wicked. Anyway, let me get rid of that. None. That's better. Hey, Riley. Yeah, just premiered that Patreon video. Hey, hope you got to see it on Patreon before I did that. Trying to get everybody's and apparently at some point in the processing or whatever, the one section of video or pictures, it dropped my music off of it. That was annoying. But was totally uneducational, I thought, as far as videos go. But I'd really like to know if y'all enjoyed it, honestly. Trying to figure out how I want to put these things together. I could have put together a lot cleaner version of it. I don't know that I could do it. If I live another 50 years and stayed in good health, I'm not sure I could explore that whole thing in 50 years if I lived there. That rock that we climbed, you couldn't tell it. But when I'm doing the echo part, we were 200 or 300 foot above the trail there, and that boulder that the boys were sitting on was actually below the rocks that we were standing on when we were doing the video and taking the pictures of the little caves and stuff. And then we actually got up on top of that big boulder that the caves were in, but then we realized that cave up there went way back into the dark, and we couldn't see the back side of it. It wasn't big enough. Tyler could have got in it, but we couldn't. So we decided to go back down a level and just Buffalo Trail Scout Ranch. It's a Boy Scout camp that's in the middle of a extinct volcano in West Texas. Or Scouts of America, not Boy Scouts. Not we're inclusive. They Scouts of America. Hey, Daniel. Where at in Texas, Mr. Daniel Horn? Because you too could be a part of the BTSR experience. Just merely need to sign a waiver and show up tomorrow evening. You can come out to pole pins and help us build fence and build it and throw rocks and haul trees and all that other stuff that the Boy Scouts never see happen so they can have summer camp. Well, that's cool, right? How old are you now? You want to go back? Oh, man, you could easy. That's you, Danny. You could be up there. What if you started driving 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning? You could easily be there by sundown. Oh yeah, easy. You could make it. It's about a 10-hour drive. You can do that. It'd be worth it. We'll let you leave Sunday. You plenty of time to get back to work Monday. It's going to be fun. How old are you now, Riley? I haven't seen a mountain lion yet. We did see a Sasquatch. That video is, I'm going to start the upload on it tonight. It'll go to Patreon first, and then it'll go live on YouTube. Hey, Steve. Steve needs to get on a plane, man. Steve, can you get a plane? Could you, if you can be in Odessa by 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, I'll stop and pick you up. We can go on to BTSR. Where you live, Riley? State only, please, for your safety. Reason I'm asking, we're looking for volunteers to come out and work this summer. My grandson was going to help me, but he would have to miss a family reunion and a trip that they've had planned for a year, and he thought he was going to be back in time for all that, but no, camp doesn't start when they thought. Are you part of Scouts, Riley? Still? How are you set for? Yeah, I know he could be here at 8. He's just making excuses now. Seriously, I should have put the link in the description or whatever. There's a web page you can go to if you want to apply to be staff or whatever. I don't think they pay real good, but they feed you. You don't have to buy your groceries. They feed you, and they work you really hard and get experience and get to hang out and spend the summer away from your parents and get cultured by responsible adults and all that stuff. You're a tenderfoot. Wow, I'm looking for somebody that can do a 14-mile round trip hike in about 7 hours. Because if I don't find somebody, I've got to do it. And then when I will if I have to, but I don't want to. Well, yeah, that'll do it, Riley. It's kind of like it's one of the things they try to teach you in Boy Scouts is how to get around stuff like that. Everybody in Scouts is supposed to be trying to get along. Um, some of the adults there and me are complete polar opposites politically, um, but we're not there for our politics. We're there for Scouts, so that makes it easier. Uh, there's a few of the kids that have applied back, but they all want the same job. Everybody wants to be working with the same, doing the same thing, and well, some things take aptitudes that people don't possess. The end. I didn't really like welding that much, but I had the aptitude for it, so I chose to weld. Uh, I would have much rather been, and I was actually a pretty good machinist, but then they invented CNC and took away all the fun. Yeah, that's the other side of it is we're awful close to interesting territory. You have to be a fool to walk through that to try to get north, though. I mean, plain and simple, you'd walk around. This location has got to be one of the uh, safest spots ever as far as that goes. I'll close this. I'm going to minimize y'all for a second. Don't say anything. Uh, hey, Billy, Tibor, Keith, anybody else I didn't say hi to when you came in? Well, that's okay. I got silver sashes and executive patch, and all I did was volunteer. So, oops, I almost clicked the wrong thing. Hold on. Be right back. This may lag y'all, so hopefully not. It takes a lot of hard drive to run this. I have to figure out how to. I don't want to show that. So I'm gonna make sure it took it all. Okay. Take that one off too. Taking pins off of Google Earth. And come back over here. Is it lagging real bad? I'm gonna try to do this. Usually doesn't. Application window. Okay, y'all, can y'all see Google Earth? Oh, I can't. No, if you could. I don't know. Oh yeah, y'all can see Google Earth. All right. See those two little yellow dots up there? We're gonna zoom in on those. That's where the work's gonna be done. That is Pecos right here. Here where my little hand is going around next to this 20 thing. I don't know if y'all can see that. This is an extincted. This is a really pretty road. That 118. I just decided to give it a shot or whatever. Don't do that because it takes forever to get back. It takes forever to get back to here. Okay. Here's a pretty road up here that's not on the map. Where is it? Little county road. But anyway. Get serious. OF, this is base camp. Right, chill. That's Bo. That's where, the heck is that? That's the shooting range. This is campgrounds. This is way up on the top of a mountain. And they want kids to go from here all the way back around to here. They've only got 10 minutes. Can't be done. Sorry, Charlie. It doesn't look like it, but this, from here to here, it's forever up there, man. It's I can walk it. I do not want to walk it. And this is the same thing. This is steeper. This barn here is probably actually higher than this barn. And this, where is it? This is actually the end of the road here. The UTV access. So you've got to go do this cutback trail all the way down here. Come back out. Come back down, or you got to go down to the creek. Come back up out of the creek. Go all over here. Come all over here. All over here. But anyway, there's base camp. And here is where we don't be working. It's not really that far from there. And you follow the little trail. It goes around. It goes easy. You don't take this trail. This trail goes up on top and then back down. It's for it doesn't. It looks like it would be easier, but you got to go up the mountain and back. So we don't do that. We go this way because this is the notch. You can't see it because there's a big shadow in the way. This is Needle Rock right in here somewhere. Anyway, this is where we would be working camping. This is Maybe Park. This is just a little hanging king or whatever. This is all Ponderosa Ponds. I don't know how many acres that is, but it's a pretty big. That's Cascade, the pole pins. You can sort of see them. Mountain Man Camp is hidden over here under these pine trees. Well, you got some live oaks down here running. These are pines. And I'll probably get it wrong. Anyway, Indian painting is over here somewhere. Gotta walk all that. Anyways, no, they do climbing out there, but not here because we stay down in the bottom. Hey, high desert. Well, there's not much difference between West Texas and Nevada, except for it's drier here than it is in Nevada. And Trey come in. Did you get them new hydraulic knees yet, Trey, or you get them on order or whatever? Now there's places out there that if you can come down off the top and let me let y'all see my face a little better. There we go. Y'all can come down off the top, or you can come down off the top if you've got ropes, but you don't want to go up. And yeah, there's something for any. Everybody wants to go to that one in New Mexico, and I'm sorry, but yeah, it's cool and it's pretty and you're in the Rocky Mountains, and it's for sissies. The end. You might as well go to the freaking park. I mean, just go to the park and camp out with the ducks. I mean, it's way cool. I would love to go spend some time there, but this thing here is real. You got to be. This is tough. This is a tough place. It's muy tough. That 3.5 miles from base camp to the park. Oh, lordy. That it is seriously hard. Well, for old fat lazy guys, apparently by the end of the summer I will be running it. We'll see. I don't want to hold my breath for that. Oh yeah, there's places I'm not going to look off the edge. Tibor, yeah. Hold on. I don't know if Chipper's lurking here or not. Cheers. You contribute to the delinquency of me, sir. I really appreciate it. This is good sipping whiskey. Hey man, it's Kitty. I don't know. Well, that video, hold on, let me go back to this other one. The video of see if I can get, I don't get on. Here it is. This is Million Dollar Canyon. Uh, we climbed. It's going to be really hard to see anything because it's in the dark. And it looks like there's a line right there. Ignore that. That I don't know what that's supposed to be. There's no telephone lines out there or anything. There was a canyon. There was a rock canyon. A canyon. Sheer rock face. Both sides. There it is. Somewhere in here is where we climbed up. See you can see the rocks on both sides, and that's why it echoed so well. And then we found out that the deeper we got into this is called a walled canyon. May have been here. The deeper we got into the canyon, all we'd have to do is get up out of the bottom. Anywhere we'd yell back, and it would just the sound would just doo 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 echo all through the canyon. It was cool. The I expected to be able to. I was looking at this earlier. I never could find the 10 shining. There's a pile of 10 out there that should show on this application. I was really on Rock Tank and show it to y'all, but there's a trail out of this canyon up the side of one of these mountains. Was that it? Is that the trail? We both come down here, tippity, tippity, walkie, 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 happy, 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 go, and then we come back up this way, and then we go like this, and you go around this face, and we come up here, and then you come up there. Nope. Oh, we're like, yeah, that looks really fun for another time. But once you get up there, this is called Rustler's Flat or something like that. And see, there's a little pine forest up here. So, yeah. There's a stock tank up here somewhere. There it is. I think it's dry. That's not a stock tank. That's a big giant rock. But see, it's like plus you just can't get there from here. I think a guy could make this canyon just looking at this, because this is all still pretty relaxed or whatever. This is actually a little canyon, a little gully, but you'd probably have to boulder hop a few times. I think you got to get out of there. I think you got to come right up through them trees. See, the animals do it right there. I am not. Hell, I'd try it if I was 45. You have, I mean, and we haven't got outside of 1,000 acres yet, and there's 10,000 of them over there. There's, hold on. That's wrong button. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, see this right? See that? See that? See that? That's what they call a road. And blood veins pop out of their head, and then they want you to. Then they like a million miles an hour along the edge of the giant rock wall. And then they come over here, then go down to this little gully. Just they don't slow down. And then they come up here and they go down this little gully. They don't slow down. Then they come up here and these aren't bad. I like these. If that other one was like, except for they tried to do this way. This way. And then after you get to right about here, it's just fun up here. Cavalry deal. They actually get up here and they say, third, and they go wear cavalry hats and the cavalry uniforms, and they do the horses and all that stuff. It's cool. All that it's cool. And then where's the road? It's really hard to spot the roads. Take this road and you come over here. And you go around like this, like this. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hold on. I don't want to lie to y'all about where we were at. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, here it is. It's really to tell, but this is really steep right here. And when you're in the UTV and you're headed back to town, hey, everything's cool, right? No. And the tie rod end breaks right here. You're going about 10 miles an hour, and tie rod end breaks. You go, and you stop just short of hitting these boulders and plunging to your death. Yeah, that happened. But and we're not even on top of the mountain anymore. So all that being said, I'm trying to get y'all. That's white tank. To Indian artifacts all over the place, man. Ta-da! This is Madera Canyon. Canyon. To get from here, 10-hour walk. Oh. I mean, you think you just be able to, but you've got to follow all these roads and trails because there's a few shortcuts if you know them. The only way I know how to get there is the roads. So, yeah. This is the absolute beautiful canyon. It's amazing. And the this was a chicken house. Each one of these terraces is a raised bed garden. Where is it? You can barely tell them, but these are all terraces. Where is the walkway? This was an outdoor kitchen, and this is a sunken walkway up between. These were pomegranate trees. This had a a kitchen area in the back of it. This was actually a sheltered banquet area. This guy made his billions or millions selling propane back in Prohibition era. But anyway, yeah. This is there's a video of me and Rob spending the night. We slept right here. This is a grand entrance. This is stairs leading up. That's the only reason for this room. You come in the front door and you walk up these stairs to the main house. Pantry, cook's quarters, patio, kitchen. Yeah, it was built back in the day. Cistern up on the top of the hill. Giant rock water catchment deal. And giant rock cistern. And what is the appropriate term for the place where the guys that had to do all the actual work live? Bunkhouse? There we go. I got that right. And all this stuff is made out of native stone. And I only got to spend 3 days there, and I want to go back. So, hey, Rob. Hey, Rob, want to go back to Madera Canyon with me? I do. Wow, yuck. Okay, what I missed while I was just rambling on about Google Earth. Rob, they're going to be there. Miss Shauna will be there through Wednesday. Rob will be through there for 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of April. Happy birthday. Oh, did she call you or did you call her? Well, if she's going to call her, why did I call her? Are we through with Google Earth? Anybody got anything else y'all want to see or anything? I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing it then. Unless y'all, we'll just leave it like this. I mean, y'all can look at the map and be like, what's that about? No, I'm going to stop sharing. And then, boom, there's my pretty face again. Oh, she called you? She called you after I got off the phone with her. That's fine. Did she talk you into going? I figured she would use the The woman bush. I will just go carry all that. All these people in here made excuses why they don't want to go. One guy says he can't because he's in like Port Arthur, and another guy says he can't go because he's in like California. And I'm pretty sure HTP don't want to go because he's in Nevada. And then this Uman guy is saying, "Oh, I gotta go to Florida." And Mark's like, "Oh, I can't come down there. I'm over here in the swampy, freezing South or whatever." And Aid says there's too much salt water between him and here. When I don't want to have to carry all those poles by myself. I don't know how many's got to go out there. I might be able to handle 2 of them at a time. So let's say I got to take 10 of them. That's 5 trips out there and back. That's a lot of walking. C8, I knew what your excuse was going to be before you ever made it. If I had any sense, I'd probably come up with an excuse. Oh, my radiator had kittens, and I can't leave them alone right now. And trust me, people, you do not want your radiator to have kittens. It makes a mess. Hey, Aaron. See, Aaron probably wants to go help too, but he can't because he's on the Pacific or in the Pacific Northwest. I couldn't think of a derogatory thing to say about North Georgia. C103 does it. Just roll with it. There's got to be a swamp somewhere. Somebody left their water hose on somewhere. Just pretend I misplaced you in South Georgia, where it is swampy. And don't lie. You know it's swampy down in South Georgia. And that's, if you're talking to me on the toy hauler, man, no. You can't use your private ATVs out there. Those roads cost billions or millions of dollars. They don't want people out there hot rodding on them, throwing the hard won rock off into the canyons. Mother Nature does enough of that. Wash them like a man. That's the way I do it, Miguel. I just wash them like a man. Get a sponge with a scrubby side on it and turn the water on, get it to the right temperature, and just stand there and just wash them right under the running water. So, did you get any actual rain a while ago, Rob? Or well, she better find something to put that car under. If she had the weekend off, I know what I'd be trying to do to her. Telling her that she could exercise, do what are those machines they sell you at the store, stair steppers or whatever. Whew. I'm sorry, man. I am not going to try to overnight in the park tomorrow. Monsignor Painless. I checked the weather and it's going to be breezy. Not windy like it was, but breezy. 132, 3, 4-ish degrees. Already tried that once. Didn't like it. Not doing it. Well, I don't know. At least now I know where I can go to be warm. So, I don't know. I might do it. Take my stuff down there, and if it gets cold, I'll just go down there and take some firewood in the latrine. Camp out in there. We have to get the Army Corps of Engineers out there to do stuff like that. And we have to set it up months in advance. When I get ready to put the roof on the building that I'm going to construct out there, I will get them to fly the tin in. So, well, I say I will. We will ask them if they, because they have to have so many flight hours or whatever. I think I'm going to adopt another project though, because $1 Million Canyon, I could get that. They have a backhoe. If they give me a tank of diesel in that backhoe for a day, we could drive 95% of the way to Rock Tank. Because there used to be a road there. And I can fix that road. And then we could actually build. I want to put up a structure out there. What they'd build is a giant guzzler. Google it. It's called a guzzler. And it's basically a tin roof designed to funnel the water into a 55-gallon barrel or a 110-gallon barrel or whatever, depending on how much rain you get. And then it's got a float valve on it that allows only a certain amount of water to stay in the trough so that the animals can get a drink. Guzzlers are actually designed for wildlife like birds and stuff like that. The cattle can't get into them, but this was a giant one. It was for cattle, so the cattle would have water in the canyon all the time. I saw evidence of several seeps on the side of the canyon, but by the time the water got down into the bottom, there was no standing water. The only time the canyon has water in it is when it's raining and it's moving really fast. So if we could get a rain catchment out there, then we could put in another campground. Rob, I'm going to go ahead and say this on the live stream because I was going to tell you on the phone, but we're on here now instead. You want to hear a secret? That's really important, but you have to tell me to tell you because I don't want to just say it if you don't want to hear it, because that would be mean. But if you want to know the secret, I will tell you about the orange trail. But you have to tell me. You have to ask me to tell you. Okay? I should warn you that you may not want to hear the secret, but you really do. But you may not want to. Okay? So tell me whether or not you want me to say it. And I'll say it. Or I could just, I'm going to do it on the phone either way. Well, yes, please take. That canyon is one of the best artifact spots on the ranch. And it has not been hunted in over 20 years. He didn't tell me that until we got back. We found traces, but we weren't looking. they've had those several good rains through there, and that's what happens is the stuff in the creek gets turned over, and the stuff on the flats, that area, the third bank up outside the canyon or whatever, where the silt, when it used to rain a lot and the silt all settled and the trees are growing and stuff, and the cat claw, he said that's where you find the stuff. He said, and nobody's kicked around under them cat claws in 20 years. $1 million. Do you have a map? You have a map, right, Rob? Just go to $1 million. I just stopped sharing. Hold on. Oh, let me find it again. Oh, I'm like way up there. Dun dun dun. Where? This one right here, Rob. When you're coming in, there's a red gate. And remember they were talking about that stack lot with all the trucks and stuff that needed such and such? There is full of gear, and the tarp is rotted off of it. That's an equipment mover for the bulldozer and stuff. But anyway, you can park here and you start walking. This is the road. I strongly suggest that you just jump off the road and go this way. This is cat claws. Cat claws. This is an old picture. The cat claws are worse than they appear on this. You can barely tell the road is there. Cat claws, cat claws, cat claws, cat claws. Cat claws, cat claws. Where's the road at? There's a road somewhere. Cat claws. Did I mention there's cat claws there? But anyway, yeah. Up in all these flats and stuff. I mean, you can check the riverbed too, but you go out here, you look through this stuff. But if you look for it on the map, it's the orange trail. This is the orange trail. People don't want to come out here and hike it because you can't. You have to get in the vehicle and drive back down to this gate or walk the paved road. I think this is Pigpen Canyon here. So what the gate for the is the gate at? They don't have that road route marked in the right place. Anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna close this now. Anyway, that's it. The I grew up jumping around in the canyons. One of these days, I'll go down there and take some pictures and make a little video of my old. I'm gonna go down here and act like a fool grounds. Um, Absolutely, I thought it was beautiful when I was a kid. It's still pretty awesome. Swallowed that one. Anyway, yeah. Why do I love BTSR? Why do I enjoy BTSR? It gets me out of this chair, out of this house, off this flat, godforsaken desert. Well, maybe not godforsaken, but it's really old being able to see your neighbors from a mile off. Actually, I can literally sit on my front porch and see what's going on in town 9 miles away. I carry this. Actually, this weekend I probably will not carry this. I will probably carry the plastic one because of weight. Because now we each one of us carried what is that? How many liters is that? A quart. I mean, we each carried a quart up the orange trail. We were out of water when we got back. It took us 3 hours and 45 minutes to make the round trip. But we were not trying. We investigated all kinds of things. There's 2 trash dumps on the way out there. There's numerous boulders. We climbed up the side of we got off trail more than once. Let's just leave it at that. Please see. How do you combat heat stroke in Texas? Well, we go to Colorado. Billy, truth be told, how do you guys combat heat stroke in Texas? You're asking the wrong guy, honestly. I have actually succumbed to heat exhaustion numerous times because I get focused on what I'm doing and I forget to go find some shade. I forget to drink enough water. I forget that I have ice in the cooler to put on my bandana that I have around my neck. I was really prone to forgetting that I don't have to outwork. If y'all want to know why I move so slow and stuff now, it's because I decided I was not going to kill myself. People can you can make all the lazy jokes you want. You are not going to be able to out lazy joke me on myself. It's my wife had to take four phone calls from places I was working to tell her that I did not die, but I was injured and I would be home shortly. I was actually told one summer to leave the state to go someplace for a minimum of 1 month that the temperature would not exceed 90 degrees, and to drink plenty of water and blah, 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 blah. But the way you are supposed to combat heat stroke in a regular temperature, I mean, and whenever they take the temperature of 110 degrees, that means in the shade. If you're in the shade, the temperature is 100 degrees. If you're in the full sun in 110 degrees, you're probably looking at 120, 125. Okay? So, and if you get into a confined space, you're looking more than that because there's no airflow. Airflow is important in temperature regulation. But they make things called coolits. They're a bandana with a, I think it's the same stuff that's in a disposable diaper, honestly, if you want to know the truth. But you can soak that in water. It doesn't have to be ice water. And then you put that around your neck, and that will literally help regulate your core temperature. But you have to keep it wet. You have to replace it once a week, because once it gets full of salt, it quits working. I've tried to stretch them. And you can do the same thing with the regular bandana, but you have to remember to rinse the bandana every couple of hours. Get it wet, squeeze the water back out, and that'll get rid of the salt from your sweat. And salt water doesn't dissipate heat like fresh water does. And you drink plenty of water. You, if you're not peeing every hour and a half, 2 hours, there's something wrong. You're not drinking enough fluid. When you start to get a headache, find some place, and I mean a little headache. You find some place where there's a breeze and there's shade, and you get some water. You drink it, and you pour it in your hat. You pour it on your hair. There's a reason I wear long hair in the back. The back of my neck has been sunburned so many times that I just decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. And my wife really likes me to have long hair. I usually don't wear it this long. I keep it about right here. So the hair would be on the collar. But this rest of that is for Mrs. S. And if she wants it, she can have it. Yeah, and see that 18 pounds, that's solid water. You were probably really close. Yeah, wet bandana if there's a breeze and anything. I mean, if you start feeling yourself, if there's a water source available and it's hot, it doesn't have to be cold water. If that water is cooler than 98.6, if that water is 80 degrees, and you can just put cool water on your arms, literally slip your boots off, stick your feet in the water. Don't get your boots wet because that makes for a miserable time. But if you can get your feet in the water and get your arms in the water, it'll lower your core body temperature. The biggest thing is from around here, from about 11:30 to 5 o'clock, find some way to be inside. There's a reason everybody drives diesel trucks around here. They never get shut off. They literally leave the key in the ignition and have the clicker in their pocket. So they can go over there and the truck is cold. And nobody ever tells them anything about getting in and out of the truck to cool off because they'd rather do that than have a funeral. Texas is harsh. Over there, it's higher, so it doesn't get as hot. Um, the elevation on top of Forbidden Mountain is 6,000 feet. So, it's considerable. Like right now, it's they were 8 degrees cooler than us when I checked the weather. SeaWorld 3 still keeping account on the reasons to move out of Texas to Tennessee or Georgia or whatever. We're up to 589. I wish it was too. Now you can cut the bottom off of a t-shirt. They used to make fun of the guys back in the when I was younger when we were doing the roofing. All those guys up there would have a t-shirt on that only covered, about half of their body, and then nobody knew where the rest. If they looked, you'd have found the other one on the rest of it on their head. You cut the t-shirt in half to where it keeps the sun off your shoulders, and then you take that bottom half, you split it, and you get it wet, and you throw it on your head, and you wrap it around, and you tie it, and then you can keep that bandana wet, and you got it'll rain water on you while you're working. Oh yeah, I throw tape away all the time down here. Yeah, I've got so many burns on my arms and stuff. I don't go in the attic unless I have on gloves. But and I try to remember to wear a long sleeve shirt. But I've gone up there in a hurry before, and I've wound up even the nails in the freaking lumber are insanely hot. But you know, you touch a piece of that stovepipe or something that's going up through that attic with your arm, and you can hear it sizzle. All right, Miguel. Yeah, we're going. I'm going to go camping this weekend, and then I'm going to camp in the canyons. That's the beauty of it down there. That canyon is supposed to be cool all summer. We'll see how that works out. I've done summer in Florida. That crap's hot and humid. Yeah, humid. It's humid in Florida in the summertime. Actually, when does it rain down? It's like all springtime down there. It just rains every damn day. Like literally. Oh, raining. Must be 3:30. Oh, the rain come up late today. It's only 3:45. But yeah. So in the morning I get up, I clean my truck, I pack, I drive for 4 hours. So I can walk for 2 hours. So I can sleep on a crappy cot in the cold. So I can haul logs. They have a friend of mine works for the railroad down here, and they got like rules about how long they're allowed to be out and everything down here. Let's see. What was your last comment, Corsair? I wasn't paying you any attention. Let me scroll back up here to the beginning of the page. What did you say an hour ago? What, you been gone the whole time or something, Steve? What? You must have left before Rob got here. Yep, as far back as I could go. And it still doesn't show any comments from you. He won't do it for me. I don't see why I should have to do it for him. Well, Yankee, just whatever. I get this other video upload. You can watch it and see how much fun it is if the weather turns south down here. Me, my grandson, and myself camped out in hammocks in some pretty rough stuff. It was a hard night. Just start over. Okay. There is a place called Buffalo Trail Scout Ranch, and here's all the different canyons and stuff and all the places where we're going to do things and how it's really cool over here and really cool over there. And you can find Indian artifacts here and Indian artifacts there. And they do this over here and that over there. And now you're caught up. They're replacing all the railroad ties again here. They just replaced them 2 years ago. And it ain't weather. I literally think all that stuff cooks out of them. But they have been running a lot of freight up and down the rails. What's messed up is they shut down the coal plant, so now they're having to haul wood pulp to the new plants. Stupidest thing ever. But I digress. And they're fixing to start putting windmills all over the Davis Mountains. So if you want to see them before they're hideous, you better get her done. Now, there's no shade on the railroad. Y'all keep all the trees cut and everything. It's hard to walk. If you're in the center and you've got the right step, you're okay. But it's really hard to walk the rails. It's not any fun walking on a railroad. Now you can walk the little road on the side of it sometimes, but those roads don't go all the way sometimes. They just go little short spaces for whatever reason. I don't know if y'all even have roads on y'all's up there. Got little, and they all got posted no trespassing signs and stuff on them down here. Because people go out there and use them for dump grounds. I mean, the railroad used to be cool about it. You could drive down them where there was a river crossing or whatever. You could drive down there and you could park. You go fishing in the railroad bridge, and the guy on the train didn't say nothing. But then when guys started driving down there and backing up and throwing their trash off the side of the truck into the onto railroad property, they got a little bit bitchy about it. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the trains, Rob. On what they're hauling. They're hauling a lot of it. It's not the ones here aren't box cars. So there's box cars in there, but it's not all box cars. You know, come to think of it, the trains are all going the same damn direction. That's not even right. I just haven't been paying attention, but I cannot remember the last time I seen a train going east. They're big and they have wheels on them. Some of them are the tankers that have like the sulfur and stuff on them, and some are the open top deals that haul coal or whatever. But they're not box cars. They're just a bunch of different stuff. It's just not. Yep, that is true, Tibor. That it's the railroad easement is 130 foot wide or something like that. 130, 120 something. Where were they at when you were in your youth, huh, Rob? They so could have helped you out then had they chose to. Anyways, I've got some pieces out there, but that stuff I picked up off the side of 180. There ain't no railroad around there. I'd like to have 5 or 10 tons of steel, number one steel right now, that's for sure. I've looked at it the other day and I was like, wow, that's a lot per ton. Things still not looking promising for you, Rob? I'm gonna be up there hanging out with all these young people smoking cigars and drinking bourbon around the campfire all by myself. Is that what you're saying? Like, I don't know if there's gonna be any bourbon. I was thinking about sneaking a flask, so as long as there's no minors. You're gonna have to figure out a way to quit letting life interfere with your recreational time, Rob. This is not working for me. Just so you know. Um, oh, I need to get hold of Schneider. That's not going to do me good. I'm not drinking Everclear. That is not how. That's how you die. In case you're wondering. Say again. I mixed it with vodka first, honey, and that was a long time ago. I would never do that to you nowadays, unless you're thirsty. Damn it. Um, and what she's accusing me of, I am perfectly 100% innocent of. That was Jack. It was Jack. And why would I do such a thing? That's just don't even doesn't even sound like me, honey. What kind of a what kind of a human being do you think I am? Dun, dun, dun. Doug, I do not have that guy's phone number in here anymore. Um, oh yes, I do. Probably a little late to try to get hold of him now. Are you out of here, C103? Night. I'll see you Friday morning. You need directions? You ought to be able to haul 3 of those poles. $25 for how much silver? I don't do the silver thing. I don't do the Bitcoin thing. I personally think that Bitcoin is an IQ test, kind of like bull riding. I just don't. I don't comprehend paper silver. What's paper silver? It's like not. Was that not in your possession? Oh, they've turned Bitcoin into some kind of rewards thing for internet shopping now. Oh, in the markets. Uh, I wouldn't mind having a couple £100 of silver coin laying around. You think so, Tibor? Was RCA good stock or bad stock in 1929? Um, well, let me see if I can demonstrate Bitcoin to y'all real quick. Um, how would I do that? Well, yeah, let me do it like that. Let's say hot dogs. Okay, see, I searched hot dogs. I have hot dog typed in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. See, and it comes up with options. Oops. But all I have to do to get rid of that is hit that button. And now those little digital bits up there of information that were floating around on the interwebs that had no physical base, no real value, they weren't based in anything, are gone. Bitcoin doesn't have any value. It's not based on anything. I mean, it's people talk about our money being a fiat currency because it's not based on anything. Bitcoin, there's nothing there. I mean, a hacker could wipe you out. It's just not a good plan. Because what one Bitcoin costs you $1,800 US or something like that? Why wouldn't you just buy $1,800 worth of silver, whatever the market value was? At least you'd have $1,800 worth of silver. And if it went down $1 or $2 an ounce or whatever, you'd still have $1,500 worth of silver. Yeah, yeah, that's. Oh, I don't even want to get in on that. I'm gonna go get some coffee. Be right back. Y'all forget the pajamas. Oh, y'all can't see my pajamas. Um, Honestly, I wish I'd invested in. There's some stuff I wish I'd invested in 2 or 3 years ago. I started to, and I hate myself for not having done it now. A friend of mine did, and he's doing all right. There's no turning that around now. So it was a then or never kind of thing. Hey, Kildare. If you want, if you want gold, take a vacation, pan for it. You're not going to find the gold. You're going to enjoy the vacation panning for gold. And the little bit of stuff you find, just hold on to it. Eventually, you might have enough to fill up a pill bottle or something. Might be able to buy a good used car someday. Yeah, there's more if you can find nuggets or whatever. The the little anything from the size of a PB to the size of a lima bean that's all twisted and mangledy looking or whatever. You can actually turn that into jewelry and sell it for twice what the gold's actually worth. Well, I'm sorry you're not going to get to learn how to drive. Why are you not going to get to learn how to drive?
Oh, when I came home earlier, there was a vehicle on the road that wasn't American.
What do you mean it wasn't American?
It was about half as bright as an American car, and the driver was on the right side of the car.
What color was it?
White.
Did it have really long fenders running down the side of the vehicle, narrow hood?
Like a minivan look, but it was really narrow.
A minivan look?
It had a minivan look, but it was like it was squished.
And they had it on the road?
Yeah, he was driving down the road. He wasn't doing the speed limit though.
Okay, that's one of those little whatever deals. You can get him in a cargo van or a pickup truck. He's not supposed to have it on the pavement. I want one. I think I think one of those would work out really well. Well, it'd work out great here, and I could use piss out of it in West Texas. Now I wouldn't take it up top of the mountain, I don't think, but you know,
But he had the vehicles backed up behind him, and a little bit before I got to him, a pickup went nailed it and come across and passed him.
well, he's lucky nobody called 911 on him, because I mean that's those things. Their top speed's 45, and they're governed at 45. You can only do 45 in them. I think you can get them with water cooled, but most of them are air cooled. They sell the ones that are water cooled diesels or whatever. I think they're like $8,000, eight to $13,000. But they're full time 4 wheel drive. Or well, no, I don't know if they're full time. I just don't know what the turn radius is. True. CN3. I really hope not. They're making it so easy for people to get in a car and go without the ability to drive that, well, yeah, they need to quit that shit. I think that you should have to. I think that in order to pass your driver's license test, in order to get a driver's license, you should have to do it in a manual shift vehicle with no backup camera, no self-adjusting side mirrors, none of that stuff. Um, you should have to prove that you can drive the basest of base cars before you get on the road. You got a helicopter, Billy? If you got a helicopter, me and you need to talk. You come down there and you can fly some stuff into the thing for me. I realize, and that's something else that me and a couple other guys don't agree on. I just don't. I don't see the need for self-driving cars. I think the liability for operating that vehicle should reside in the person who owns the vehicle and is operating the vehicle. The liability should not fall into the realm of an AI. You know, if they will pass legislation that states that if your computer-driven car fails to operate correctly and runs some little kid over while he's riding his tricycle or whatever, that you are liable. Not the manufacturer of the vehicle, not the software engineer, none of that stuff. You. Then I'll be okay with it. Because then you'll still have to pay attention. You are the final safety device. The steering wheel is still there. The brake pedal's still there. You can still hit the brakes even if the car doesn't see it happening, if you're watching the road. No. Self-driving car, the person sitting in the driver or in the vehicle, even if he chooses not to sit in the driver's seat, the person operating that vehicle, the person in the vehicle has to be responsible for the operation of that vehicle. The that's what a lot of people want. They want to get in, and if you want that, if you want to be able to do that, we need mass transit. We need rail from here. Everywhere there's an interstate or a major state highway, there needs to be a train. You know, all I got to do is drive to Schneider, jump on the train, go to wherever, grab me an Uber, do my shopping, go back to the train, get off at Schneider, get in the car, bring my stuff home. There's self-driving cars all over the place, but I personally believe that the responsibility for operating the motor vehicle needs to rest with the person operating the motor vehicle. I don't like the idea of, was it the Tesla car or whatever that killed the bicycle rider? Just boom, just never hit the brakes. Even after the collision, just kept going. And I'm sorry, but if you know what you're doing when you're driving a manual shift, you gain 3 to 10 miles to the gallon. Manual overdrive, man, there's nothing better than, you basically put it in coast mode. Unless you're going uphill. I need a 6th gear in mine. I don't have a real overdrive. I have 5 speeds in my pickup. Now, my truck was built during the 55 era. Okay. So, you shift into fifth gear in it, and you're basically in overdrive. But I'm actually touching the power band at 75 in my in fifth gear in my truck now. So, I mean, I'm not there, but all I got to do is cruise at 80, which is the speed limit on 20 down there. And if I decide to pass them, I don't have to shift. I just mash the gas. I'm right there. It'll kick into the power band quick. um, you're doing a good job there, Steve. That's excellent work. I know I can't drive, but I've been passed by people who are playing video games with their feet in the seat, and these cars aren't fully designed to be self-driven yet. So how bad is it going to be whenever they are? Oh, this car will drive itself. That Toyota out there, it's base model, and it'll keep itself in between the lines. It'll hit the brakes. A lot of these YouTube videos I'm watching on here about people brake checking other people and stuff. No, that's that collision avoidance. Somebody hits their brakes in front of the car picks up the brake lights and hits the brakes. And it doesn't slowly decelerate. It hit, I mean, Toyotas, Hondas, Nissans, they hit the brakes, man. You're very welcome, Steve. Um, what are you drinking, Steve? Do you have more than one bottle? Um, found a live, it's a pistol cartridge. Who can tell me what this pistol cartridge is for? I didn't get it this. Come on. Oh. Spreading something, Chipper. It is not a 22 Magnum. Think bigger. Well, you mean the evolution of the phone where we used to be able to make a phone call on it and then go about our day? And now 80% of us can't function without it. It's another reason I like going to BTSR. Yeah, this becomes a camera, and that's it. There's no cell phone service out there. When roughly 10 miles outside of Balmorhea, that's it. You're done. No more cell service. No cell service, no internet. No. Hey, Will. No. I don't know what a 32 H&R is. I had to look it up. It's actually cool. We Corsair trainers, because of your superior ass kissing skills, I will tell you how we get frou frou coffee out there. We bring it from the grocery store, and we have fancy plug into the wall, pour water in, coffee comes out, coffee pots. I was drinking chocolate mocha blend. This stuff is so good. I just take Folgers, but that chocolate coffee pretty good too. Terminator round. And I told y'all it's a pistol cartridge. It is. Now, here, let me help y'all. This is the cartridge in question. And this is one of those goofy 357 semi-automatic things. Yes, I had to make it myself, Steve. Is it called a Terminator? Did you Google it or something? It is a 7.65. It's for one of those old Russian Nagant pistols. 7.65 by something 34R or something. I wish I had one of the things because I'd like to shoot it and see, because it's a 30 caliber bullet. So I think they actually put the bullet down in there and then cramp the casing shut around the end of the casing. So when you pull the trigger, it rips that casing open and launches the slug or something. I don't know. I don't have one of them. It's cool though. They fit for 32. Just for 32. I want one of these. Actually, this isn't a 32. This is one of those. This is what? Yeah. This is a 7.65 something or other. This is a 7.65. The casings are exactly the same size. Hey, people out there, they ain't got nothing better to do than come up with different kinds of bullets. The end. Hi, Rachel. Riley, what is Riley asking? That I do not know, sir. If you expect to get paid, They want you out. They don't want to train you and then have you work for a couple of weeks and then disappear. Uh, that's why several of the guys that want to work out there don't get to work out there because, well, I can only be here for this week and that week. And if you'll let me do the first 2 weeks and then take 2 weeks off, I can come back and do the other 3 weeks or whatever. And they have to invest a lot of money into you to get. They have to pay you for a week of training. You're there for a week. You get paid for a week just for training. So, yeah. If you're volunteering and you're not getting paid or whatever, and you just want to go out there and you just want to work for free, then I'm going to say no. Volunteer when you can. Will you have a specific job? No. They could have you hauling trash, man. I don't know on that. Well, Riley, look me up on Facebook or Instagram. Wes, that's the real one, and you can link to my Facebook from over there. Aid, could you throw Aid or Rachel or somebody throw my Instagram up there? True. I don't know what part of Texas he's from. He's from Texas, but he's only 15, Robert. But yeah, if you search that on Instagram, and it'll have my thing is black with part of Texas and a dead unicorn in the middle of it. How far are you from Pecos, Riley? Can't smoke while I'm there. So it's actually really good for me. Why is that? I mean, Pecos is not even an hour from, well, it's right at an hour from the ranch. Ted looked it up. I think it's smaller than that. It's maybe. It might be. Might be a 38. Oh, that's silly. It's a 30 caliber pistol cartridge. No, it's the Nagant pistol cartridge. Just look up 1894 Nagant pistol. I think it's 1894. 1894. not Mosin, Nagant. It's just Nagant. Nagant pistol. Bullet is in the case, yes. Yes, this is the rifle round. This is the companion pistol round. A little different. I bet a lot of those guys out there wish they'd have come up with a way to put that pistol round in a rifle. Anyway, that's really all I was wanting to do, was just visit with y'all after the video. If y'all didn't watch the video that I just put up about the $1 Million Canyon, I'd appreciate if you go watch it and let me know what you think about it. It's just me and my kid, or one of my kids and my grandkid, hanging out, walking. Um, so, yep. Yeah, but I figured I'd throw it out there because there was only, what was there, only like 6 of us in the premiere. Um, I edited one out that's a little bit, not a lot longer, but a little bit longer for the previous day. Whenever I get off here, get done yakking at y'all, I'm gonna start to upload on it. Now you're going too far, of course. Here, you back off just a little bit, okay? That was that you tripped over your sincerity there, and you fell into that puke. So that actually hurt my stomach a little bit. So just back off the molasses just a touch. And I apologize for the signal or the picture clarity. I saved that in high def and uploaded it, and somewhere between my uploading and YouTube's processing, some of that stuff on them canyon walls and stuff and the audit is not clear, and it annoys the snot out of me. But there's nothing they do that to me every time. Don't give up. You'll get there, Steve. I'll try to practice. I'll practice in your live stream when I get back into the real world, and I'll try to give you an example of the proper way to do it. Like you should have said something like the cinematography was very stimulating, and I greatly enjoyed the video. And see, that would have been just enough sugar with a little bit of meat in it to make it sound really good, but not like you were trying to actually um, overdo it. You know what I mean? Hey, Garden State Gardener. I like your wash tub video too, by the way. That was actually a pretty good video. It was one of you guys that's in here, I think, who was talking about clothesline. I'm like, if the guys in this room right here, and the ones that have watched that video over there ain't got no paracord, y'all in the wrong chat room. In this we all got paracord laying around all over the place room. I'm asking for a friend. It also works better if you don't put your actual thoughts in parentheses after you make the statement. I'm just saying. It kind of nullifies the effect. In case you were wondering, I didn't know if that would make any difference or not. The oh, I like it when guys like you come in the room. It just makes this better. Bushcraft them clothespins. First, you find a willow tree and you peel all the bark. You find some sticks, some willow sticks about from this up finger to this finger size. Okay. You carefully peel all the bark off of it. And then you saw it into 4 or 5 inch lengths. You just leave that alone. You just leave the little wood alone for a minute. You don't do anything else to that right there. Okay. Then you take the willow bark and you fray it into fine strands. And then you do the reverse twist until you make some cords. Okay. And then you take and wrap 3 or 4 wraps around one end of each of those sticks that you sawed. Little 5 inch sticks you sawed. You tie it real secure like. Okay. And then you take your multi-tool and you saw a groove in the start of it till you get down in there about 1 inch. And then you take your knife part of your multi-tool out and you take another little stick and you baton that down in there until it splits a little bit. And you got a clothespin. You got a bushcraft clothespin right there. There you go. You're welcome. Oh, Chipper, I don't want to use the language that came to my mind just then, but yes, those kind of comments are wonderful. I'm a prepper. I keep fat storage.
Shared, and of course I haven't checked anything on it, but it says, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit has ruled that there is no right to carry either openly or concealed in public. The ruling impacts Alaska, Hawaii, California, Arizona, Oregon, Washington, and Montana. I don't know if it's true. That's just what someone shared.
Yeah, probably. I know they ruled on they denied the appeal for Mr. Facebook. Oh, wait, did they say something important? Yes, that would do it. Hey, that would definitely pay for it. He just needs to get here. Have they dropped the restrictions yet, Abe? Oh, okay. Steve already asked. He beat me to the question. Anyways, I'm tired. There goes the yawns. Got a new mattress yesterday. Put it on the bed today. And now I'm afraid that it's going to be super comfortable, and I'm fixing to leave it. Um, no restrictions between here and Mexico. Just saying. I heard a lot of people playing around with 30 caliber casing. Just saying. 30 caliber is pretty serious. Oh my goodness. That was it. It was 3 yawns back to back. I'm gonna get off here, start that upload. Um, got to figure out how to do it. Because I don't think I can show it over on Patreon and schedule it for release. Because if you schedule it for release, it switches it to private. So, oh my goodness. I'll figure something out. Yeah, we're all going to hold up in the mountains. Them liberals aren't energetic enough to climb up there and get it. No internet. They won't be able to find us. No Google Maps. We're as good as invisible. Y'all still alive, don't die. Rob, call me tomorrow if you can. Riley, if you need to get my email off of my About Me section. I didn't put it in the drop down of this one, but it's check just about any of my newer videos. It's in the drop down. Drop me an email or whatever. And I'll see if I can answer any of your questions. So, love you people. I wouldn't sit here and do this. I would not sit in front of this extraordinarily handsome green blanket if it were not for you people. So, I love y'all. Y'all still alive. Don't die. God bless.